My name is Priest Wesley Kelly. I'm the high priest for the Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari, Royal Ethiopian Judah Coptic Church. We are here today to celebrate and to upkeep the work of Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso.
So if you woke up this morning to this image on your screen, whether it's on your social media or on the international news, this is the image of the young president of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore. And this young man is causing a revolution like we have never seen before. All eyes are on Africa, what this young man is doing with his country, Burkina Faso. And this week we saw a protest erupt worldwide, something that is comparable to George Floyd, but this is different. This is like nothing that we have ever seen before. We're seeing people in the Caribbean, we're seeing people in Africa protesting in the streets, but we're also seeing social media, technology used to protest like we have never seen before. So, let's talk about it. Okay, so let's talk about Ibrahim Traore. So he's not new on the scene. He's been around for a little while, and I've been following his progress for the past 2 to 3 years. And in Burkina Faso, they took over Burkina Faso from what people are calling a puppet government that was installed by France. And since that time, France has lost pretty much all of their colonies in Africa. And he, by himself, has brought together Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, and they form a state together. And what Muammar Gaddafi tried to do for decades, this young man accomplished in 3 years. So what is the problem today? Why is the world protesting? So apparently, this young man, there was an attempt to take him out several times. And we have seen it escalated over the past couple of weeks. And the internet is going crazy because they're saying, people on the internet are saying, look, we saw what happened to Muammar Gaddafi when he wanted to build a United States of Africa. That was Muammar Gaddafi's plan, to build a United States of Africa, to have $1 the same way we have the European dollar. And Muammar Gaddafi was taken out. And so people are very, very anxious now because they have seen the progress that Ibrahim Traore has made in Burkina Faso. And we see what's happening in Niger and in Mali and the progress that they have made over the past 3 years. And Africa is watching, the Caribbean is watching, and the protests started over the past couple of days because of some videos that came out. One of the first protests that we saw a lot of protests coming out of the Caribbean. We saw some online protests from Barbados. We saw some online protests from Grenada. But one of the biggest protests that we've seen in the Caribbean so far is from the Rastafarian community in Jamaica. And this is what that protest looked like.
We are in support of the president for the liberation of our black mother country, Africa. So while we are gathered here in support of Ibrahim Traore, the black liberator that may come in will be in coordination of Black Liberation Day. So that's where we are all gathered here today. The 30th of the month, that this month, April, is the month of the Rastafari month, that we have claimed proclamation in 2017, that this month must be recognized as the Rastafari month. And that's why we are here in support of Ibrahim Traore to liberate Mother Africa from the white colonizers.
Blessed be the Most High Emperor Haile Selassie I, the first, Jah Rastafari. We are here today as African descendants in the diaspora. We are here supporting our African leaders coming together in one unity to show love, to show peace, to show joy and happiness to Mother Africa once more. So we are here standing up for the rights of our people. The last year, Jah Rastafari.
What led to this gathering this morning?
It's just the fire that burn from colonialism. To make them know so to ease off and leave I alone. So you know? Yeah, so you know what go? I just Africa we say. Round and about near and far. Worldwide, Mama Africa, to everyone. All African leaders just make we unite and come together in one. Yeah. And all Caribbean islands. Yeah. So you know Jamaica have to lead out with the world and its people. So you don't know. One perfect love, Rastafari. Yeah, man, this is I So Strong. I'm here to make it right. I'll never make it wrong. Rast, I So Strong.
Okay, so why are people protesting? People are protesting because people are seeing the light. They're seeing that every time there is a president in Africa and a president for the people, a president that wants to take back the natural resources, the minerals of Africa, to stop these European countries from coming in and taking out the minerals without giving the people of the countries in Africa, any value for their natural resources. Anytime we see those type of presidents rise up in Africa, they are always taken out. So people are on edge because of the escalation in terms of the attempt in trying to take this man out. And a video went out this week of the head of the military, the US military in Africa, talking about Ibrahim Traore and that he's extorting his own people. And so people saw that video and people are going crazy. So this is what that video looked like.
I can imagine a situation, though, in which the ruling elite of a country is receiving gratuities on the side that in order to the benefit of the strongman leader and not to the populace of the country. Does that sort of corruption and bribery go on with regard to the Belt and Road?
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traore and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime.
Okay, so that was the video. And if you understand the history of Africa, you'd understand where people are coming from, because this was the same thing with Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi was building a Libya that was good for the people of the country. And the same way they smeared his name in attempt to go for him, to accuse him of exploiting his own people, giving them the go-ahead to go and to take him out. So people are saying like, look, we saw this happen with Muammar Gaddafi, and this is not going to happen with the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore. So that is why there are protests going all over the internet. I look on YouTube and I see like AI videos of R. Kelly singing about it. I see AI videos of Akon singing about it. That's racking up millions of views and drawing attention to what is going on in Africa. And one of the projects that he's been working on for the past 3 years, Burkina Faso have been independent for 60 years, pretty much similar to what the independence of Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. And in that time, even though they have like billions of dollars in natural resources, diamonds and other rare minerals, the country remained poor. And since Traore took over, they have been under some massive development. They are developing that country faster than we saw how Singapore got developed back in 30, 40 years ago. So this is some of the image from Wadamaya. Wadamaya was recently there. Wadamaya, the African content creator, was in Burkina Faso showing some of the progress of the development that is going on there. Take a look.
What is really happening in Burkina Faso is a revolution that I believe that the entire continent of Africa can emulate. I mean, when you have a leader that really cares about his people, he makes sure that he delivers. Guess what? will you believe if I tell you that the entire country of Burkina Faso could only boast of 3,000 kilometers paved road from independence till now? Will you believe me? Will you believe me? I mean, a country called Botswana could boast of 3,000 kilometers when the British left them. But the French left, a government came to power. See, that's a construction going on. A government came to power for over 27 years. How old is this country?
The country, the independence since 1960.
1960?
Yeah.
And the country could only boast of 3,000 kilometers.
3,000 kilometers, I'm telling you.
Is it true?
Yeah, it's true. As Wodemai was saying, since the independence up to today, we had just 3,000 something paved roads. But now, with the coming of Traore, they are planning to pave 5,000 kilometers per year. This is insane. This is unbelievable.
How are they achieving that?
Yeah, they bought all the equipment because the government doesn't want anymore to let any company be in charge of this. So they bought all the equipment to do it by itself. The government is in charge of building all those roads that you can see.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. As you guys, maybe some of you saw the equipment coming from Ghana.
Okay.
People made a lot of videos about it. So the equipment are here. The government is taking care of constructing or building the roads. Because, sometimes they give it to private companies and they take forever to finish some roads. So the government is now taking care of building the roads with their own equipment and everything. So that's what's happening.
And one of the most exciting thing about this whole road construction in Burkina Faso, the fact that the government bought all the equipment, trained the youth to operate this equipment. So literally, it's the people of Burkina Faso building the country for the people of this beautiful country.
The country is under construction.
Burkina Faso indeed is under construction because I am here and I'm seeing roads being constructed. I am here and I'm seeing factories being built. I am here and I'm seeing entrepreneurs coming out saying that this is their first time. Feeling so proud about their country to do business in their country. This is a revolution, and I believe that a revolution like this needs to be supported. My name is Wodemai, an African content creator on a journey to celebrate African excellence. I'll see you all.
Okay, so that was Wodemai reporting from Burkina Faso. And as you could see Wodemai there, right in the middle of construction of the new road network that they're building in Burkina Faso. And just imagine 60 odd years of independence and the amount of road that the president is currently undertaking is more roads than were ever built in the 60 years history of that country. And he's doing that in 1 year. Building roads in the country in 1 year, more than what was built in 60 years in that country. And it is so mind-boggling to me that Africa, so far away from America, and no problems to Europe, a young leader would come and take over a nation. The people love him in Burkina Faso. The development that is going on in Burkina Faso, as I said, is more than what took place in the entire 60 years. The bank that they have developed, energy plants that they're putting together, the road network that he's doing there in Burkina Faso is without any international help. They bought all of the equipment and they're giving young people jobs. Who could have a problem with that? So the fact that his life is at risk, it's mind-boggling, and you can see why people are upset. And I think for me, the most important part of highlighting this, that many times I've had this conversation about black and brown countries, in particular with people, and in particular when we talk about Haiti in the Caribbean. And I've had this conversation with a lot of blacks, whether it's my own people from Jamaica, whether it's African Americans, and sometimes to have that conversation and to see our own people demonizing other, people of African descent, and the notion that the reason why Haiti cannot be where Haiti is supposed to be is because of corruption, is because of this. The reason why Zimbabwe can't be where they're supposed to be is because of corruption, and completely ignoring the colonial history and the hand that countries like France have in the demise of Haiti. And when we look at even right in front of our eyes, we see it in North America, where we see the billionaires control the countries. The billionaires don't pay taxes, but the working class pay taxes. We ignore the corruption of these countries, but we're so quick to call out the black-run countries like in the Caribbean and in Africa. And I'm not here to say that these countries don't have corrupt leaders, but what's the difference between the ones in America and the ones in Europe than the ones in the Caribbean and Africa? We see them every day. We see what is going on now with the Trump administration, with Elon Musk, with all of the billionaires getting their tax break while tariffs increasing food price for the poor people. We see all of that taking place, but we refuse to call out those type of corruption. But we're saying that like all of these African nations, Caribbean nations that cannot get to the level where they should be is because of corruption. And this is a perfect example. 3 years, Burkina Faso is on a development and a path to development that we have never seen in my lifetime. And what's the difference? They kick France out of the country and they're taking charge of their own natural resources. So guys, sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this. What is going on in Africa with Ibrahim Traore, and how do you feel about this? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think it's going to be another Muammar Gaddafi situation where a leader come with vision to build a country, the country is doing well, and then the leader is taken out and the country goes into turmoil? Sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.